Hello, my name is Rijul Sachdev. I'm a data scientist by profession, but a poet and a writer at heart. And I am honored that NE8X has invited me for this uh, discussion. And I'd just like to say that I've authored two books. One is called Emerald Blades, and it's published by Leadstart in 2016. And second is called High Clue, which, if you all are familiar with poetry, is a takeoff from haiku, and it's a detective story set in a school. So it's actually meant for young adults, but I found it appeals to a whole range of people from across the spectrum. And I published it in 2021 with Notion Press. So both books are available on Amazon as well as Flipkart and other digital websites. So a little bit about myself. So I am a juvenile diabetic and I'm also a schizophrenic and an epileptic. So that sounds like a lot of complicated looking words. But anyway, basically, what that means is that I sometimes have hallucinations, and with medication, that's gone down. But there was a period in the middle where I was studying at Triple IT Bangalore, and for a few years, I had to drop college, 2 years to be exact. And writing was the only thing that I could really do in a sustained fashion. I am and used to be a terrific reader, but for some reason I could not bring myself to focus on any written matter. So if I tried to read a book, I would read a sentence and I would stop. And this is a person who would be able to read a book in like finish a 300-page book in maybe 2 hours maximum. So yeah, it was a really frustrating time for me. It was really scary, and I have tried to reach out to a lot of mental health people and help them through the challenging journey. But what I realized was that writing was really cathartic and that it helped me become more able to not only focus and express my thoughts, but also become more able to connect with other people. And I think that's where it really matters in the end. And yeah, so when I started writing poetry. In fact, it was a friend of mine to whom I have dedicated Haiku, my murder mystery. It was a friend of mine who recommended that uh, I uh, I start writing in a book that he had gifted me. So it was a empty journal, but he had written a short poem as an introduction to it. And it was that poem that inspired me and made me go on to uh, carry on writing poetry and got me interested in poetry in the first place. So I I'm a bit of a traditionalist at heart when it comes to poetry. I like correct meter, form, verse, rhyme, and that makes me feel really good, and it always brings a smile to my face. Even the poem is on a slightly darker topic. If it has a message of hope, I really like poems like that. And that's the kind of poetry that I've also written in Emerald Blades. And I hope if you ever get the chance to read it, and I'm hoping many of you will read it, that you'll also take away something positive from the book. It received a lot of positive critical acclaim, and it won an award as well. Um, it featured in the poetry festival at Bangalore, and I'm based in Bangalore itself. So my second book, coming to that. So as I continued my journey, after I rejoined college, I graduated with a gold medal, and I got the highest CGPA across all streams. So it was a really inspiring story, I guess, to a lot of people, because I got a lot of calls after that from people asking how I had managed it and how I had beaten schizophrenia to come so far. And my honestly, there's no easy answer. Is it's I've been very very lucky, and I've also had the support of all my friends, my family, and most importantly, my doctors at Nimhans. So they've been terrific, and it's thanks to them that I am able to now manage like a normal person. The only thing is I sleep really long, and but my mom keeps cribbing and saying that I've been doing that since I was a child. So I think I can live with that. Anyway, carrying on about Haiku. So it's based on my school years, and it's meant for young adults from maybe 7th to 10th grade or so and upwards. And it features two students who are academic rivals, but who both stumble upon the corpse of one of their classmates. Now, neither of them knows what to do, but both of them are great mystery buffs. So, one of them accidentally uh, pockets a haiku journal of the deceased. Now, both of them are vying for the honor of solving the case first. But as a result of that, they end up having to overcome their biggest hurdle, which is not the network of lies and deception and dark deeds being perpetrated by different people in their school, but more than anything else, it's each other. And how it, so the book is about how they get together and finally manage to solve a mystery. And it's written in a very light and breezy style. So many people have in fact compared it to a PG Wodehouse novel. So I'm not sure if that's a compliment or an insult. I don't know if Agatha Christie would like it much if she's compared to PG Wodehouse, but anyway, I'll take it as a positive. So it's supposed to bring a smile to your face. If it doesn't, it's failed as a book. But I really hope you would read it and all of you would enjoy it. As regards my thoughts on the changing world in literature, when I was at MIT in Boston, I actually had the chance to visit a poetry only shop. And like I said, poetry is my passion, so that's what's closest to my heart. And when I visited that shop, it was called Grolier Bookshop, the Grolier Poetry Bookshop. It's there at Harvard Square, and it's one of two bookshops which sell only poetry books in America. And it was an amazing experience. I had the chance to attend a few readings, and I really like where poetry is in the world today. But I think it would be possibly better if some of the older archaic forms were revived as well. Right now, I see a lot of free verse flowing, a lot of blank verse, and that's fine. That's great. In fact, it's terrific. If you can write that, that means that's pure passion. But at the same time, I would like to see poems with rhyme and rhythm come into their own once again. And I also hope to see another Indian win the Nobel Prize for Literature purely for their poetry. So that would be amazing. Finally, I'd like to thank NE8X once more for bestowing this honor on me and giving me this chance to speak to so many people. And I would like to say that to all the upcoming poets and writers and even data scientists in the world today, always keep an open mind and an open heart. And however dark times may seem, always remember that there's light at the end of the tunnel. And though you may stumble and fall, you can always look to the skies and see a beacon of hope. So, thank you. And it's been lovely talking to all of you. Have a great day.